Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with the 6th day of my Thankfully Inspired series. And today I am going to talk about how inspirational the Scrappy Sisters are. Now, today we're going to focus on Katie. There are two. Yes, the Scrappy Sisters are Katie and Jess. Jess will be tomorrow. So I figured I would start with Katie. I have a couple pictures of my grandson. I know you all are absolutely shocked. I am going to use this collection. It is from Simple Stories, A Simple Life. It's actually the collection that Katie used in one of the layouts I picked for my inspiration. So I'm going to try and get some of this used up. I've got some papers. I've got my embellishments and some stickers. I got my pictures and then these two layouts from Katie. So let's see how this goes. So the one thing that I was really drawn by this layout right here up in the corner was this huge chunk of words. Now, some of these collections come with so many words that I just can't use them all, and sometimes it's easy, like with some of them they're like black and white, so you can use them on any layout, any collection, it's fine. But these are very specific colors, like a deep green and kind of like a aqua minty green and a different shade of brown, like not ones that I could necessarily use with just any layout. So I saw her layout and thought, gosh, this is the perfect way to use some of these embellishments and like big words. So then the other layout that I took of Katie's from the inspiration from is this one up here in the corner. It has these two pictures that are not side by side, even, but a little off. And there's a large cluster in the bottom right corner, and then there's a cluster above the pictures. And I love that. Both layouts have like a light patterned background paper. I am really, really bad about using patterned paper, especially as a mat, like my full layout. I'm really good at matting a layout with a patterned paper, but I am not great at using one in the background. And so I was taking some inspiration. Both the layouts, one has a wood grain, this one that's up in the corner right now, and then the other one has like a light floral background. So I found this paper in the Simple Stories 24/7 collection. I believe it came from the lovely Tara, the paper snob, who sent me a big pile of things that she got from, I think, a Simple Stories order and had multiples. So she sent me a couple of different, a good sized stack of Simple Stories papers. And so that is where I pulled this out of. The other side I was looking at earlier is like a brown plaid. And I considered that side, but I really liked the brighter color. And both Katie's layouts are lighter, so I kind of wanted to stick with that. So I used this piece of scrap paper, this wood grain. I tore that in half. I inked the edges of the torn side with my little finger dauber, and that's just always on my desk with black soot. And then I start building the title over on the side, similar to what Katie has on hers. And mine just says, "You are beautiful, and our family is blessed to have this home all together." Because we all just moved in together with my son, my daughter, and my grandson over the summer. Now, these pictures are my grandson giving my hand a kiss. It's a new thing his mama had taught him. If you hold your hand up to him and you say, "Can I have a kiss?" he'll lean over and give you a little kiss on your hand. It's super cute. And so I had taken these pictures of him doing it, and I thought I would document them. I felt like this was a perfect opportunity. And there's lots of really good embellishments in this collection. Now, originally there were tons, and of course I've used quite a few. I don't know how many layouts I've done with this collection, but quite a few. And these are not my normal colors to go to, like the lighter, not necessarily fall, but really more of a fall-y kind of tones with like the minty, limey colored green and the black and the gray. I don't typically lean towards these colors very often. Y'all know I am a, full of color kind of girl. So, but I've used a lot of this collection. And so I wanted to build this huge cluster in the bottom right corner, like Katie has in hers. And so I just started layering things, and I'm trying to learn from the lovely Katie. Now, if you all have not found the Scrappy Sisters, you definitely need to go and find them because they are both phenomenal. I love listening to them. They are from the other side of the world. And it is so neat because I remember in the beginning when I first started watching them, I found them because of scrap timber. So my very first year, so 2021, Scrap Timber and 30 Days of Sketches combined in September to do a 30 Days of Sketches. And so we used the sketches that Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life pulled together, and the prompts that the Scrappy Sisters, who used to do Scrap Timber with Laura Albert. So those were some of the other very beginning scrapbookers on YouTube that I found. And I had seen some of the Scrappy Sisters videos before that, but definitely started really focusing and watching a lot of their videos during that time. This is me fixing a boo-boo. I put the word "this" on and it was crooked. That's not unusual for me. I'm not necessarily like, perfection and neat and even. So it's not unusual for me to mess up like that. But I'm really good at covering the boo-boos because I'm good at making the boo-boos. So I add a little like enamel dot to like a little piece of torn paper, and you just would never know if I didn't just tell you. So anyway, that is how I found Katie and Jess, the Scrappy Sisters, and the lovely Laura Alberts. And so I started listening and watching them create, and it was during the time when things were still coming around from the pandemic. And so hearing how they were handling things in Australia and on the other side of the world was really interesting, and it was one of those things that helped connect everybody. There's not a whole lot of great that came out of the pandemic necessarily, but feeling connected to people all over the world was one of them. And they were one of the people that at the time that I was watching on such a frequent basis. And so it was really cool to kind of see how they did things there, and getting to kind of know their kids and their families through scrapbooking and watching their videos. And, they tell stories about their kiddos and their adventures and stuff like that. So it was really cool to start to get to know people that way. So Katie is fun to watch. She scrapbooks her kids a lot, so I can absolutely get behind all that. But she is just super fun, and I enjoy watching the way that she builds a layout and creates. And like I said, I love to listen to her talk. So anyway, I'm just pointing out all the different things that I pulled from each of these. The one layout, I definitely pulled the big wordy bit cluster over on the left side, and then on the other layout, I pulled the cluster from the bottom right, the two pictures that were kind of side by side, and then that little cluster above the pictures. I love how this turned out. I'm super excited to get this memory documented, and I am so appreciative of Katie and her sister. And what they do for Scrap Timber and how much fun that is, giving us prompts and things to help encourage and inspire all of us to continue scrapbooking and thinking outside of the box and trying new things. And I appreciate that. So I hope you all will go and check out the Scrappy Sisters. And I would love it if you'd give me a thumbs up if you like my video and or my layout. I really, really hope that you will continue sticking with me through the month as we just talk about some of the awesome people that are in this community with us. And I hope you all have a great day. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping.